It is now my pleasure to introduce our guest of honor, Professor Cheng Hock. Professor Lau joined the school in 1957 as a secondary 1 student. At that point in time, the school was called Bukit Panjang Secondary School. Professor Lau graduated in 1960. A record of his days in the school is now captured in a school archive in the form of his diaries and report book. After graduating from Bukit Panjang, Professor Lau went on to earn his A-levels at Victoria Secondary School and his medical degrees at the University of Singapore. Today, Prof. Lau is an Emeritus consultant at Tock Seng Hospital, a past president of the Singapore Medical Association. Prof. Lau is also advisor to the National St. John Council of Singapore. Prof. Lau served in our school SAC from 1993 to 2001, during which he served as the chairman for 7 years. Prof. Lau continued to serve as advisor to the school advisory committee till last year, 2012. To honor his contributions to the school, a study corner was named after him. The Cheng Hock Eureka Zone is located on the 2nd floor. And many of you do have your self-study in that study corner. Prof. Lau is certainly one of the most distinguished alumni of our school. And his quote, "The heart of education should be education of the heart," unquote, reflects his life mission and his personal belief in developing young minds. Please put your hands together to welcome Professor Cheng Hock. Dr. Lau, please. Thank you.
Mr. Ng, the chairman of the school advisory committee, and members of the SAC, the principal, Ms. Chang Wai-Siong, teachers, parents, and my dear fellow BPMs. I'm indeed very happy and very grateful to be invited back by the principal and the SAC chairman to join you this afternoon on this important occasion of the 53rd speech day. As I hear the principal's report, I was completely astounded and surprised. Never in my imagination, when I first joined the school 56, 70 years ago, imagine Bukit Panjang would blossom from the village school to one of the best schools in Singapore. Through your effort, the teachers, the principals, and you, the students. Well done, everybody, all BPMs. Just now at just before 4, I was driving to the school. I drove past Jalan Teck Wai, the first campus of our school. I was overwhelmed with memories of 50 over years ago. That was the first campus of our school. In the next 15 minutes, my dear fellow BPMs, I want to share with you a little bit of the story of Bukit Panjang before it is lost in the sands and time, so that you all will remember a little bit of Bukit Panjang. Each time that you all sing the school song, you must sing it with vigor, with enthusiasm, with conviction, with belief. Because in the school song, written in the school song. The lyrics of the school song tells the story of our school. The lyrics were written by the first teacher of Bukit Panjang Secondary School, Miss Mary Boswell. Let's look at those words. The first sentence. Forward, forward, on to glory. Let us march hand in hand to build our school and our nation's story. Our school shares the same history as our nation. In 1959, the first self-government of Singapore was elected. The government that gave us 53 years of constructive nation building. In that same year, 1959, the gates of our school was opened officially at our first campus. Politics, nation building was fought on the streets of Singapore, on lorries, on top of lorries. It was a challenging time for the people and the government. Our school also had a very difficult beginning. The story actually goes back to 1957. At that time, there was not a single secondary school north of Chinese high school. Not a single one. The teachers of this part of our island fought for the secondary school. In 1957, the first batch of secondary school students was posted to Bukit Panjang Secondary. I was in that batch of secondary 1 student, 12, 13 years old. But when we went to school, there was no school. There was no building. There was no classroom. We reported the Bukit Panjang Primary School. Many of us, in fact all of us, were disheartened, discouraged, want to give up. Many of us, of my friends, went on to change school and apply to schools in town. But I remember that first day of Secondary 1 Bukit Panjang Primary, one teacher, Miss Mary Boswell, called us aside and said these words: the school building, the science lab, the facilities, these are important. But just as important, if not more, is the people, the teacher, the students. You, the students, will give it its spirit, its culture, its soul. Stay back, my friends, and join me to build a school for our village, for our people, for our students. Together we'll build Bukit Panjang Secondary with our bare hands, from our barren hands. Let us begin the adventure together. Those words touch the hearts of our 13-year-old. About 30 over of us stay back. Bukit Panjang Secondary School began with just one class, one classroom, one teacher. The teachers from the primary Hock to assist Ms. Boswell in teaching some of the subjects. Let us then move on. So you see our school had a difficult beginning. Look at the second sentence of our school song. Pride in our multi-racial land. My dear students, When Bukit Panjang was built, first started secondary, it was an English school. Came 1958, there was still no school. They moved down to Mang Siu to borrow their school building. It was not until 1959 that the first campus for school was officially opened in Jalan Teck Whye. In that year, we came back to our own school. But when we came back to the school, on the first day in 1959, Mr. Low might still remember, the school was empty. The classrooms were empty. The science lab was empty. The field was barren. And the next few days, vast loads of furniture came. We have to unload those things ourselves and equip our science lab. I still remember, I'm not sure Mr. Low and Mr. Paul might remember. Mr. Punch, our sports master, would say, let's go down to the field in the afternoon. We're very happy going to play games. But there was no field. We went huge place, huge. It was a huge place. And Mr. Punch said, let's go and build our school field. We began to unload lorries of fertilizers and plant our own school field. So my dear BPMs, each time you run on such beautiful fields of ours, remember that the first school field of our school was fertilized with the sweat and the perspiration of the first generation of teachers and students of Bukit Panjang. Be proud that you built your own land with the barren hand. Yes, you have a very long incubation period. And then, in 1960 beginning, our twin brother came home. Our twin brother came home, the Chinese twin. He was then joined up and called Bukit Panjang Integrated School. We became a family. It was one of the 2 schools in Singapore where Chinese and English stream joined forces together and studied together. It was an attempt by the government to prove that students of different races, different cultures, different upbringing, different religions can come together and work together and grow up together. That was Bukit Panjang. Our principal, Mr. Sun, can speak in English, Mandarin, and Malay. He was trilingual. So you see, right in our multi-racial land. Come, fear no hardship is the next sentence of our school song. Live and toil in duty, strength, and devotion. You can see this picture. Actually, our school field was huge. We even had a swimming pool. But the government rejected our appeal to keep the swimming pool. They said school cannot have swimming pool. So it was covered by earth. Only a stone hut left behind became the scout den of our school. We used to sit there for hours, discussing our teachers and so on and so forth. Yes, fear no hardship, toil in duty, strength and devotion. We'll build our own school, our teachers, our students. Let us look at the next sentence. Miss Boswell, I can never forget what she said in those days when we first came into this school. She said, honestly, honest to ourselves, the students of Bukit Panjang Secondary or Bukit Panjang High may not be the brightest and cleverest. They were the children of the rural West, from the farmers, shopkeepers, laborers. But they were not spoiled by the bright lights of the city or the drugs of the town. They were prepared to work hard, to find a place in the sun, and to have a place in life. And they are prepared to hitch their wagon to the star. Those were the honest words of Miss Mary Boswell. With pride in our nation, the granite of the soil will build a sturdy nation. Yes, this is on top of Bukit Panjang Hill. When Miss Boswell wrote those words in the lyrics, she must have been looking out of our school classroom, admiring the hills of Bukit Panjang and Bukit Timah, which is easily seen from the top floor of our school. The long hills of Bukit Panjang and Bukit Timah. In those days, where we are now, this entire Choa Chu Kang area was forested, jungles. Our school was in the midst of jungles and forests. It's a truly village school. The cadet can do their rapid cross everywhere. The scout can do their hiking and so on and so forth. Yes, like the granite of the soil, we will build a hardy nation. Bukit Panjang, Bukit Panjang. How proudly our school stands amid the hills. We truly stand. Our students used to go hiking up Bukit Panjang Hill, Bukit Timah Hill, and so on and so forth. Our teachers went with us, rain, sun. Just down when there was heavy thunderstorm. We brought back to me the memories when we climbed Bukit Timah Hill. Our teachers themselves were soaked, fully wet, and give the umbrellas to the secondary 1 students. That was truly touching to me, and I still remember those days. The next sentence of our school song, diligence in study and practice, is our motto and our will. My dear fellow Deacons, true to our motto, in the last 5 decades, our school has a succession of excellent principals. Ms. Chan today, Mr. Ya, who changed the school from a neighborhood school into one of the best autonomous schools. Mr. Ya is there. Let's thank him for all the years. We have excellent SSC committees all down the ages. Mr. Ng now heading us and leading us and showing us the way. He's totally committed, totally dedicated to our school. He's a true BPN. Yes, and all the members of the SSC, many of them are fellow BPNs as well as friends of BPN, Ms. Mai, Lo, and so many of them. All of them are great entrepreneurs and great BPN. Thank all of them. And teachers, they are very committed teachers with a heart and soul. True teachers. And of course, we have diligent and loyal students like all of you. You have compassionate hearts. You build the true Bukit Panjang spirit. Yes, my fellow BPN, you are proud of all the graduates and products of Bukit Panjang that produce professionals, politicians, administrators, firmsects, principals, and so on and so forth. But we have also produced great technicians, blue-collar workers, who help to serve the factories, industries, especially this part of the island. They form the backbone of nation building. To all our BPNs, professionals, technicians, and blue-collar workers, we are very proud of them. Thank them, my dear friends, for the great work they have done. also like to emphasize that Bukit Panjang has through these years produced many ordinary teachers, but go the extra mile for our students, for our people. Ordinary students, below normal students, who achieve extraordinary heights. I would like to share with you just two little stories of such people. One is Mr. Kulasingam. You see there on the picture there, Mr. Kulasingam. Mr. Low, remember Mr. Kula, right? Sure, huh? Miss Kula is a maths teacher, or was a maths teacher. He never taught me maths, but he taught me about life outside the classroom. He taught me how to be a good person, an upright person. Let me share with you this story, why I say so. In those days, when the term begins, the school has a bookshop. And Mr. Kula was in charge of the bookshop. And the student who asked to run the bookshop, no computers, no calculators. That was 50 years ago. Use manual calculation. I was one of those who asked for help. We sell books during recess, after school. My daily allowance maybe 30 cents. I was handling hundreds of dollars. A bit scary. One day, my friends and I calculated, count and count. $17.50 was missing. We could not, that's a big sum of money in those days. I could not carry the figures. We tried 3 or 4 hours, count and count. $17.50 missing. You are very scared, very frightened. You have no money in your pocket, maybe 20 cents that's all. And when Mr. Kula came in, he said, "Sir, some money missing, $17.50. We expected Mr. Kula to shout at us or say, "Go and count again," or "Why are you so careless?" Mr. Kula did none of those things. He took out from his pocket $20. He said, "Put back $17. The rest of the money, go and have a drink at the tuck shop." He won our respect and trust, not blind trust, but trusted us. That was a lesson of trust that teacher has in us. Sometime later, one day, just before assembly, Mr. Kula came to me. I know him mainly through the PCA, the maths club, the science club, and all this. He just came to me and said, "Cheng, can you help me solve this problem? This maths I can't solve." Oh, I was taken surprise. A teacher asking a student to solve a problem which he says he could not solve. That's the humility he has. You know, in those days, some of teachers remember, the textbook at the back are the most difficult questions that you don't have to pass. But he gave us a question to answer. He said, "I cannot solve this problem. You try and solve it," he said. That was the humility he had. We stood back after recess just to solve that problem as a challenge. That's the humility Mr. Kula has. The third time he impressed me was on the day of the O-level mathematics exam. As I finished, I was in the corridor. I met Mr. Kula on the corridor. And he said, "Easy lah, math easy huh?" I pretend to be humble and say, "Okay lah, okay." And then he turned to me and said, "You are going to PU, right? That will say A-level, it's called PU." I said, "Yes, I tried. If you need any money, just let me know." I was taken by surprise. He said, "My children are quite big, already educated. I'd be happy to help you as well as just come to me." Mr. Kula stays in Johor, drives every day to Singapore to teach. I did not take up that offer because I knew he was not that rich. But Mr. Pula taught me the meaning of trust, humanity, a generosity of heart, and a compassion far beyond what we expect of a teacher. We have many other teachers, just as inspiring. I will not share them because it's time limited, but just mention that there was Mr. Punch, our sport master, who taught us the philosophies of life on the stone walls of the school Tock. Then there was our science teacher, Mr. Sanga, who changed around our knowledge of maths and science. We were very poor, but he made it in such a way that many of us passed with distinctions even. There was Mr. Koo, who took time off every week to teach us extra. These are among the many teachers of Bukit Panjang. They really inspire us. As they always say, a teacher is a painter. He paints not on the canvas, he paints on the hearts and souls of the students. There are many painters in Bukit Panjang. Let's salute all our teachers, our current teachers. We even have the unsung heroes. I'm not sure if you remember. Our Jaga, we used to call them the school watchman, stays in the school. He even has a part to play in my life. Let me tell you why. In those days, Bukit Panjang village, many places had no electricity at night. We couldn't study at night. And when it came, that's only for 2-3 hours. So many of us at night nowhere to study. In those days, laws and rules were very strict. The school gate closes at 2 p.m. Nobody else can come into the school because there was a lot of unrest in the country and so on and so forth. You cannot come back to school in the evening or night. But many of us at night would quietly come into school. The watchman, the gentleman you see there in the middle, who quietly kept the gate open for us. And we'll go to the tuck shop to study, and the corridors to study, illegally. We know that our principal knows. We know that the principal knows that we know that she knows. But everybody just pretend not to know. That was a real thing. We came to study at night. So even these people, as you always remember them, to help us along. Well, the little story I'll share with you is about ordinary student. There was this student called Hui who came and joined our school 10 years ago as a secondary 1 normal technical student. He has only 146 points. That's all, 146 points. In secondary 1, he was still playing around. But in secondary 2, the people of Bukit Panjang, the teachers of Bukit Panjang, his friends, turned him around. He was so inspired, he studied very hard. He went on to become the top student in Singapore, in normal tech. But cannot go to O level those days. Now you can. You are going normal technical. Right, Principal? Last time cannot. He so went to ITE. He topped the ITE. Then he went on to Polytechnic and became the top student in Polytechnic. Imagine 145 pointers. And then, 2 years ago, he entered the university. And last year, he was awarded the University Scholar Program. The Scholar Program is reserved for the top 180 students out of thousands of students. I even can't get in there. But not just that way. Your top student. Imagine the 145 pointers can enter the scholar program on the scholarship. Today, he's finishing his degree study in the USA. And this is what he said to me before he left. Bukit Panjang Government High gave me the encouragement, the courage the inspiration to be the best I can be. I own whatever I have achieved to my alma mater, Bukit Panjang Government High. Bukit Panjang, I shall always remember you. This is what he emailed to me and put it on his blog. So I'm telling you, my dear friends, you have potential in you. You have greatness in you. There is greatness in each of you. You can rise up to heights beyond expectation. Psychiatrists tell us we are not using more than 25% of ability. We use 40, 50%, 70%. You're much cleverer than you think. So my dear friend, challenge yourself, be the best you can. You're not here to compete each other. Here is to compete yourself. As Ms. Boswell left many of us with last message. It is better to serve than to be served. It's better to give and greater to give than to take. It is more magnanimous to share than to keep. As long as you do your best and earn an honest living, Bukit Panjang will always be proud of you, whatever you become. Yes. Remember, as the principal said just now, the heart of education is the education of the heart. Bukit Panjang is a school with heart and soul. You must keep the Bibian heartbeat strong, steady, everlasting. Carry to the world the Bibian spirit. So, my dear fellow Bibians, the future lies in your hands, on your shoulders, in your hands. Rests the responsibility of molding a new generation of Bibians that shall be greater than the past and in tune with the visions of the future. My dear fellow Bibian, keep that flag of Bukit Panjang flying high and be proud that you are all products of Bukit Panjang High. Once a Bibian, always a Bibian. Together we soar, together we rise. Thank you, Bibian.
Thank you, Professor Lau. I'm sure that your speech has been an inspiration to us all.